Today is September 9th, 2017. Here in Petersburg, Alaska, we've had heavy rains for the last several days and heavy rains for the next several days in the forecast. But we're doing what we can do. We've been working on the ceiling for the V-berth and on some varnishing and sanding and stuff that we can do in the workshop. But yes, here's
one more coat.
There's Laura. One more coat. She's gonna make this thing so nice.
This is a beautiful piece of wood.
It's a beautiful piece of wood, and it will look wonderful.
Yeah.
It already does look pretty good. I mean, you just sanded it, but
just one more coat, and I think it'll be good. It's got a couple of tool marks left in there, but I'm not worried about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be really pretty though.
The main thing is what we need to accomplish next. The next thing on the list, and it has been the next thing on the list for a while, is the engine box and the dividers in the cockpit locker.
Just waiting for a sunny day.
Well, another sunny day, because we need to peel back the tarp, and that will expose the cockpit, and we need to have those lockers open.
Yeah.
And so we can't be doing that in the rain. So we need a day when there's no rain forecast. Well, that looks like maybe Tuesday coming up.
Yeah, at least they're saying no rain
It's
coming up. That's a good.
We used our last dry day to transport the ceiling pieces from the boat back up to the workshop when it wasn't raining.
Okay. So is the epoxy ready?
The epoxy is waiting. It will be ready in about 2 or 3 minutes and be ready to start spreading on the ceiling on the front side for the first coat. We've already got 2 coats on the back.
Well, this is done.
And
done sanding on this, and after we're done with that, go for lunch and then come back and put a final coat on this?
yeah. Now we've done so much sanding and spreading of material on wood that I don't think we need to really record that and share it. Just doing more of the same right now.
Yeah. Ooh, pretty.
It's going to be nice.
Alright, well, let's hop over on the other side and get started on that.
Yeah.
Cool. This is the heavy rain they were talking about?
Yeah, well, this is, with a few short breaks, this is the weather we've been having the last several days and what we expect to have for the next several days. We're doing what we can do. This room in the workshop where we're doing the finishing, there's a dehumidifier running. That helps. But we have to leave the doors open while we're actually doing the epoxy work for ventilation. We'll close it up after we're finished applying the epoxy and let the dehumidifier run. And the epoxy should cure within 24 hours, and then once we get the second coat of that on, we can start varnishing. 4 coats of varnish, and then we put that ceiling back in the forepeak. Expect to have a dry day here.
Any day now.
Any day now, 5-6 days down the road, we should have a dry day. We can go down to the boat and throw open that tarp and put in those as much as we can in the cockpit area, the divider bulkheads, the fuel tank, the fuel filter, the water maker. We really need it not to be raining while we're doing that. But we're getting there. That's the main thing, we're getting there. It just needs a little bit less humidity.
Woohoo! A sunny day and a day off for me. Rare indeed in Petersburg these days.
Yep.
How's it going?
It's going well, obviously. It's going well. We're getting a lot done the last couple of days and have not taken time to shoot any video or do any editing or even go online. We haven't been on the internet for
weeks.
Yeah, except to check email a couple of times. But
Literally weeks.
Yeah, so we
Getting
have
stuff done.
we've been working in the cockpit lockers. I'm starting to put that together, and today we screwed these pieces in down here, and now we're going to do this one so that all this will be nice and locked up, and we can use the step again, use the engines, the companionway steps again.
Woo!
And that'll be fun. That'll be very convenient. From there, we're gonna, and maybe later on, yeah, we'll have time. We'll put the water maker in, bolt it in place anyway. We won't be hooking up the wiring, but we'll bolt the water maker on the other side of this bulkhead, and the filter assembly on this side of this bulkhead. I think we can get that done today. But right now, the immediate thing is to put this little divider in and screw this in here, and all this all helps support the engine box. That's what's happening now.
Cool. Well, I'm going to put the hammer down and let's get to work.
Okay, let's do it. Well, and now the water maker is bolted to the after side of the bulkhead. I'm going to run the hoses through those holes up there. Intake hose comes through that hole down there on the bottom, and the output hose goes up there through that little small hole. And that big hole is where Laura hands me the bolts that I drop into the bilge. But we got this all screwed onto the bulkhead now. Alright.
We're good. We're good.
We're good?
Keep going.
We'll keep going.
Yep. We got more to do. Get out of that little hole.
Well, see, there's the problem. I'm down here in this hole, and I'm down here in this hole. Check it out, man. This is not good. Okay. Easy for you to say. You got a step there. No,
well, not quite. Almost.
Just pretty much.
Half step.
Yeah,
half a step.
Okay, I'm coming. All right, I'm coming. Oh, this part of the project over here in this room, never ending it seems. Varnishing, sealing, priming, varnishing. Those are the sealing strips for the V-berth for the forward cabin drying. They just got their first coat of satin finish varnish urethane, actually. I guess it's not really varnish, it's like varnish. Varnish like finish. Helmsman spar urethane. It's not really varnish. Okay. So they just got their first coat of that after 2 coats of System 3 S1 penetrating resin and primer. And then these are going to go back into the V-berth, and then I have another set of them that I'm making. Over in the other side of the workshop, I've just finished sorting through the remaining yellow cedar strips, and I've cut them all down to a manageable length of 80 inches, all of the ones that we're going to use in the main salon. Taped them into bundles of 5 just to make them handier to work with. And then those are all going to get the same treatment as the ones from the V-berth. I'll take them down to the boat, fit them, screw them in, drill the holes. I guess we'll drill the holes first and then we'll screw them in, won't we? So we'll take them down to the boat and trim them closer to the length, a little bit long, and then screw them in, get them all fitted and mark them so that they go back in the same place. And we take them out, bring them back down here, give them another sanding, a finish sanding, and then seal them with 2 coats of penetrating resin and I'm thinking 3 or 4 coats of varnish to finish them, and then they'll go back into the boat.